Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know? Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know? Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what? Say
This is your girl, the CEO Shakima, and this is episode 32. I can't believe it. Like, I literally cannot believe it. And I must say that the plays, I'm sorry, are just through the roof, like the highest it's ever been. So if you're listening to my voice and you're thinking about, doing something, whatever it is, even if it's not starting a podcast, do it. Put the work in, stay focused. Like, life is going to happen. You're going to get distracted, but I just want you to know to keep at it. To keep at it. Hard work pays off. Consistency pays off. You can get distracted and still be consistent. Don't get it twisted, because life is going to happen. Nobody successful can ever say that, they've done everything right every day of their life. Like, they never got distracted. They never got off their bike. Like, it's not true. All right. So keep at it, keep going. You may have to reset, refocus, whatever. Get back on your bike, keep going. I'm a living witness that hard work, dedication, consistency, it pays off. It really pays off. Some amazing things are going to happen this year for me and my podcast. And I owe it all to you guys, to the chameleons, those of you that have been rocking with me from day one, those of you that just started rocking with me. Nobody is more important than anybody. It's because of you guys I'm here, and it's because of you guys I'm going where I am going. So thank you so much. Going, I am taking you with me. So we are going places. So again, thank you. Hugs and kisses to all of you. As always, Whitfield, thank you for the song. I'm never ever gonna stop thanking you for doing what you did for me. You're an amazing, talented young man. I wish you so much success in your singing career. All right, chameleons, let's get into it. All right, as I said, episode 32, we're going to talk about just briefly, right? Cuz I don't like to be before you long, cuz I want you guys to be able to listen to me on your lunch break, on your, morning walk, your afternoon walk, putting the kids down, like, whatever, in between. But we're going to talk about social media and relationships. And I'm going to talk a lot about, like, experience. As I said, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a life coach, like, none of that. Things that I talk about, unless I have, like, like an expert based on, their experience and their knowledge. I'm talking about my experiences, and the knowledge and the wisdom that I've acquired, by living. And one thing about social media, it's a great tool, right? It's a great tool to have if you have a business. If you're a content creator, if you're trying to, sell something, it's great. It's also great for, keeping in contact with family members and friends, because some of us, we don't get to talk to our friends and family like we want to. But you can click on, your Instagram, your Facebook, TikTok, whatever else there is out there now, that and kind of see how people doing. But do people really show how they're doing? Do they really show you how they're doing? And I'm saying that to say, we do get to get, a glimpse of people's lives and, a look into people's lives, but it's what people want to show us. So we could see somebody on social media and think they're doing good and they're not. They could be absolutely falling apart. And I say that because I've been there before, but I still showed up every day. But my life was in shambles. And I've shared that before on the, You Won't Break My Soul episode last year. So I just want us to be careful and to be mindful when it comes to social media, and especially in relationships. That's what I really, 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 really want to talk about, because, and I've seen it happen, so many times. You see a couple, it could be a couple that and it seems like they're doing really good. They have a real healthy relationship. And then someone or both someones get captivated in another couple on social media, or several couples on social media. And now it creates something that's detrimental to a relationship in a negative way. And that's the big C word: comparison. Because you could have had the best relationship. You could have had the best mate. Like, you thought that was your soulmate. You thought that was your guy. You thought that was your girl. And then you see some couple on social media, and now you start comparing, right? Maybe she's cooking him dinner, every night. Maybe she's rubbing his back, massaging his feet. It's so many different things. Maybe, he's catering to her. He's sending her flowers every week. He's buying her jewelry. He's taking her shopping. He's doing this. He's doing that. He's sending her lunch money. He's bringing her lunch money. And now you're like, wait a minute. When the last time he sent me some lunch money? Or when the last time she rubbed my feet? Or when the last time she rubbed my back until I fell asleep? So now you start comparing your relationship to other people's relationship, and you don't even know those people. And I want us to also keep in mind that people are paid to display certain things on social media. People are paid to look like the perfect couple, the perfect family, because that's what we like to see. But you never know what people are going through when they put those phones down. And it can cause a lot of insecurities in yourself. Or it could, bring about insecurities you didn't even know you had, because now, you're comparing and it triggered some trauma. Right? So we just got to be careful about that. And I remember me and my best friend was talking, and it was this couple. She's very prominent, very successful, very successful. Hats off to her. But in her marriage, it was I don't know. I was telling my best friend, I don't know about that relationship. I'm just not sold. It just seems like it's being forced. It doesn't seem like, he's that into her. And you know how sometimes you just, I don't know, you just feel things, and you just get a different, type of vibe. So I was getting that, and I'm just I'm not sold. And not speaking negative over anybody's marriage or anybody's relationship or anything like that. It was just me and my best friend just having a conversation. And I was just I don't know. I'm just not sold on that relationship. Lo and behold, they ended up getting a divorce, and a lot of, things came out of that, about infidelities and, different things like that. And I was like, man, I really hated that I was right. Like I really did. I hated that was right because I love love. I'm a lover of love. And if you find love, you found a good thing if it's a good, healthy love. So I really hated that for them. But it also put things into perspective too. Like, people show you, what they want to see, people show you what they want you to see. I'm sorry. And they're not going to show you, the late night arguments, the arguments because, your insecurities or, the way, he or she is making you feel like you're not worthy, like you don't deserve this love or you don't deserve that. People don't show you that the arguments, the going broke, this, the that. So you just got to be careful when you like hashtag, couple goals and all of that stuff. My advice to anyone when it comes to relationships, when it comes to, social media is you have to do what works for you and your relationship, right? So that brings on another thing about like 50-50. Like it seems like that's never going to die. Like that's always going to be a discussion. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I was the one like, no, my man gotta pay 100%. He gotta pay all the bills. He gotta do this. He gotta do that. And I told y'all before, I was a sucker. Like I was the one paying 100% for a while. And that person watched me do that and struggle. But I can tell you now, you live and you learn. Okay. But this economy and the way things are going, and it's like, I would love to still have 100%. I would. And I can say I'm, dating someone who is 100%, but we live separate. So I'm responsible, for what I'm responsible for, but it's nothing for him to help me. It's nothing. Like he don't mind. But what I'm saying is if someone lived with me and and they can only pay 50%, I'm not saying I'm settling because I don't dare consider that settling. I think it's a good financial decision because when I think about the money that I would have if I only had to pay 50% of my bills, oh my, the money that would be in the bank would be ridiculous. The money that I would have to invest, the money that I would have to do whatever I wanted to do with it would just be downright ridiculous. And sometimes I think about like what life would be like if if I did have that. Cuz sometimes I think about like over the years, like if I would have had this or, if I would have had somebody that did that or did that, I just feel like I would have so much more. So when I start thinking about that, I just start, thanking God for what I do have. Because, that's in the past. You live and you learn. It's a lesson learned, but I just feel like sometimes I would have way more. But then at the same time, I said I have exactly what God wants me to have right now. And I know that the overflow is coming. But anyway, that was kind of like off on a tangent, but I had to say that. So somebody must have needed to hear that because that was in my spirit. But yeah, the 50-50 thing, like, I know, guys with money. I do. But that doesn't mean that they are generous. And some of them are very frugal. And you damn near got to write up a business case. Like their girl, to get money from them. So just because somebody is well off, they do well for themselves, high value man, does not mean that they are generous. There are men out here who are not high value men who are way more generous. And they believe in 100%, but their 100% may only be 50% of the bills. So you got to think about that. Like, what if he is 100%? But his 100% is only 50%. That's all he could do. But he'll give you everything he has to make sure that everything is taken care of. You got to think about it like that too. And, me and my best friend was talking about this also, like 50% doesn't, 50-50 doesn't always, like when we talk about 50-50, the first thing people think about is finances. Like there's more to a relationship than finances. That's very important. Finance and romance, that's very important. But you got to think about it like if you're, living with someone, you're married, there are responsibilities around the house that has to be done too. And oh my goodness, if you have kids, like who's going to do homework? Who's going to pick the kids up? Who's going to take the kids to extracurricular activities? Like there's a lot of things that need to be done. So when you think about 50-50, like, she and I discussed, like it's a whole basket of things, not just, finances. Because what if he does, 100%, but then he does nothing else? So he pays all of the bills, but he does nothing else. He doesn't help with the kids. He doesn't cook. He doesn't clean. He doesn't do anything else. Now, what does that look like for you? Because I know people who have 100%ers, that take care of everything when it comes to finances, but they do nothing else. And they are not happy in that relationship. And they still complain about that relationship. Just something to think about. What if you got someone who pays 50% and you pay 50%, but they help with the kids, they help with the, around the house chores and things like that? Because I'm telling you, keeping a house and running a house is a whole nother job. It's a whole nother job. Like I can't even clean up my whole house in one day. I used to probably in my 20s and 30s, but now in the age early 40s, I had to take a break. I have to take a nap. And I'm like and I don't know if it's because like I have a whole concert during the cleanup or whatever, but I'm telling you, I can't even do the whole house in a day. I'd be like, I got to do, And I ain't even got to get into, my house or anything like that, but I can't even do it. So having somebody, to help with that. And, you can have a cleaning crew, which is fine. I believe in that. But I also have 2 kids. And sometimes, by the time they leave, I just feel like I just wasted my money. Like literally, I just wasted my money because now toys are everywhere up and like, but anyway, so I'm just saying like, so you got to do what works for you, right? Don't be so fooled. Don't be captivated by, what you see on social media. And I always say this, you only believe 10% of what you see on social media, right? Social media is a facade because people show you what they want you to see. They live the life that they would love to live on social media. And once they put their phone down, they don't even want that life. And you're like, captivated by, a relationship that you see on social media, but you have someone, right next to you that loves you, adores you, respects you, would do anything to put a smile on your face. And that person that you are so fixated, that couple so fixated on and just captivated by and just, gotta, watch everything they do, they would probably love to have what you have, a genuine, loving, healthy relationship. So if you have a good person, be thankful and be grateful. Good people are hard to find. I'm telling you. Like, I hear stories about men, I hear stories about women. At the end of the day, it's just people, period. So if you have someone that loves you, adores you, respects you, would do anything to put a smile on your face, then you got something. You absolutely got something. And my youngest son said something to me a couple weeks ago, the 8-year old. He said, "You know, mommy, if you find love a second time, it's like finding gold." And I said, "What?" That's what he told me. He said it will be like finding gold if you find it a second time, because you really only get one shot. And I hope that's not true. I really do hope that, that that's not true, because I feel like I have someone who loves, adores, respects me, would do anything to make me smile, and understands that it's a package deal. But that's a whole nother episode. But yeah, taking care of what you have, and who you have, watering your grass, because it's not always greener on the other side, because when you get over there, you're gonna realize there's a whole lot of problems over there too, right? So just be mindful and be careful. Stay away from the C word, the comparison, because I'm telling you, you could be doing well in life, and then all of a sudden you start seeing somebody else, you start seeing another couple, and now you're comparing your life to their life. And in your life, you could be on chapter 32, and their life, they could be on chapter 67, but they're not going to show you the previous 66 chapters. So be careful. Be thankful for where you are. If you see someone or somebody and it fuels something in you, because, it makes you think bigger, or it makes you want more, then that's okay. Let it do that. Let it be the fuel, but don't let it be the start of a decline in, the way you feel about yourself, or the way you feel about your relationship, what you have. And when I said at the beginning of the episode that it's about, social media and relationships, I don't mean just relationship with a significant other, but the relationship that you have with yourself is very, very important. Love yourself. Love yourself. That's most important, because the more you love yourself, the more that love, it just bleeds out. And the more that confidence just bleeds out. And the more confident you are, the less you will compare. I'm telling you, the more confident you are, the less you will compare, because you're confident in what you have. You're confident in, the person that you have, the home that you own or rent or whatever. Like, love yourself. And I'm telling you, the rest will fall in place. As I said, I wasn't gonna, be here long, because I can go on and on and on. I've been a victim of social media before, comparing myself to others, comparing what I have to what others have. And I'm telling you, it's a dangerous place. And I had to really, really, really get a hold of myself. Like, hey, you're getting a little ridiculous here. Right? You live a good life, right? I don't have everything I want, but I have everything I need. And don't ever forget that. So I had to have some self-talks with myself, even as far as like, the way my body looks. Like, I want it, to be shaped this certain way. And I'm like, wait a minute. You getting a little ridiculous here. Like, if you want to, lose some weight and tone up some things, then you got work to do. So, self-care, self-love, all of that good stuff. So yeah, The more you love yourself, the more confident you are, the less you'll compare. So, excuse me, y'all. Remember that. Be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for who you have. Be grateful for where you are. If you want to do more, if you want to go, higher, acknowledge that. But do it because that's what you want to do. And you believe that you can do that. Not because you see somebody else doing it. Because it may not be for you. What they're doing may not be for you. Right? All right. So the say what moment is, all right, and I've said it several times. I just said it. The more confident you are, the less you compare. All right. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for rocking with me. Make sure you like, share, follow us on the Say What podcast on Instagram and Facebook, and also the CEO Shakima on Instagram. Chameleons, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And do one thing for me, as I always say. If you see someone that needs a smile, give them one of yours. All right, chameleons. Until the next time. Love you. Bye.
Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know? Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know?